Well, everybody asked about it.
I do think they'll have a competition every second Saturday of December. Well, she's out of high school.
Well, I think we ought to do Christmas next year in January.
Yeah.
There's just too much shit going on in summer to try to crowd everything in.
Right.
The latest trick.
He should be, I was just going back and forth with him, said he was getting ready, so. He should be here.
All right, we got 6 o'clock by our brand new big clock up there, so we'll go ahead and get started with the meeting. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
And a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I
Opposed? Motion carried.
make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Got a motion to, and a second to approve last meeting minutes. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. So who's here to talk about the farm project? Come on up. Please state your name and your purpose.
I'm Jackie Myers, and this is Tucker,
Tuck.
and I am here to just discuss our bill. I'm here to speak from the farm place, and we have a bill from you for hooking up our water, and I know that you have been. Stop. No. You were very generous about waiving an impact fee for us on this project where you hooked our water up for the animal companionship building. But we were wondering if there was any more leeway on the bill that you could have for us. It's $4,680. And so that's what I'm here today to ask if you guys would have any more leeway on that bill for us.
So that was probably piping and stuff over to the building from the main.
Yeah, it was material and just some labor from the water department and using the Vector a little bit with the street department, so. I don't know the exact breakdown of everything, but.
Did you have a question?
Do you have an itemized bill we could look at or however?
I do.
I wasn't at the meeting that you guys came originally and asked for, but if I can look at that.
We work all on donations. So everything that we do is donations, and that's where you go to a lot of churches and speak, and tell what we do at the farm place home, and then what we're trying to do at the animal companionship.
What's a nice comfortable number you guys would want?
I don't have.
Okay. Well, I know you guys work off donations and how that affects your not-for-profit and everything.
The impact fee would have been the $1,500 that
Right.
we carved out of town customer for hooking through the wastewater. The rest of it is just normal expenses to hook to water.
But we did waive the water, sewer, tap inspection and impact fees. But not the fee for labor and materials.
You waived the impact fee only. They asked for, if you read that, it says that they asked for all the fees. You waived the $1,500 sewer impact fee.
Correct.
You know, to Carolyn.
Yeah.
That's the same thing there, that's nice.
No,
No,
I might add that, basically you have your tap fees / impact fees initially, and that just allows you to connect to water and or sewer. Whether it's in town or not is the impact fee. And then sewer is almost always put in by the private contractor. They just seem to understand that that's their job. It's pretty straightforward. So they've already paid their bill for sewer, I'm assuming, whoever would charge you to hook that up. And then water, we make the tap and install the meter pit or whatever needs to be done. So that's why we always have an extra charge at the end. Because most of the time, even if they have a contractor, they don't do the
Yeah.
entire installation.
They waived. They do. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
We do appreciate the waiving the impact fee. I mean, that's, and we're not here to not be grateful, very grateful for that.
Two, 3.
Well, there's several things we can do. We could waive half the bill. We could waive all the bill and use it as a community outreach thing. We have money in programs for that kind of stuff.
For all of what they're doing and they're being a non-for-profit, they kind of take that as a heart to being a organization that is doing good. I understand it's a lot of money as far as our end with, all of our employees got paid, I'm assuming already, and all that good stuff. But I would like to see, I would like to make a motion for at least us to cut that bill in half.
And my thought is if we went half, if there's a problem that you can't pay it, see what comes in donation wise, then bring it back to us if that's not feasible.
Just always remember though, you're setting precedent.
Well,
I know.
And so we've got LCYC that's getting ready to do another park that's going to be coming to us, although it's not to us yet. But the old LCYC, which is Spruer Park, we did not do that for this. We waived impact fees, but we didn't materials and stuff over to the house and the sewer line and all that. I don't remember us waiving and paying for the piping and all the stuff that did the hookups for that.
well, they never came back to us and said they're having a hard time taking care of that though. That's kind of where I fall on that.
So are you gonna set a timeline on when they can appraise us?
She's got
Go ahead with what you want to say.
Sorry.
Someone who's been on the Farm Place Board for quite a few years, it is hard. Working with foster kids, we have to be so much more private with what goes on at the home, and a lot of people they don't see a lot of things going on there, but there's been, well over 100 kids that have come through just the home alone there. And then the Animal Companionship Center, which we're going to be opening by next summer, that's going to be, people are going to see that a little bit more because they'll see cars coming in and out, and that is going to impact a lot of kids in our community. I was a foster parent in LaGrange County. I haven't been for years, but I was for 10 years. And we have to keep things a lot more private. And I think, and I don't want to make excuses because we have had a lot of generous donations come in, but it is harder working with foster kids than like an LCYC that's more out there and you can publicize things a little bit more than we can with what's going on. But we have had a lot of, like Tucker does a really good job at going places. He was able to go to All Stars, like at the Church of God, working with special needs children and adults. And he gets to be the special guy once a year, and he's done it for 2 years. And what the Animal Companionship Center is going to do is have very well vetted animals there that can work with the foster kids. And it's not just for foster kids in our county, but also our mental health facilities are going to be using it for children to have meetings and things there. So it really is impacting our community in a great way. So anything you can do for us, we would really, really appreciate.
How many kids do you got right now?
At the home, I do not know how many she has right now. I know that last I talked to her, she had 4. and then her own daughter. So her and her husband. So do you know how many she has in there today?
I don't remember when you talked to her last. How long has that been?
That's about a few weeks.
Yeah, last time I talked to her, which was just about maybe a week ago, she had 8 kids. And her own.
And some of them are just overnight. Some of them are pulled out in an emergency and end up there until when you get a foster child. I don't know what you know about foster care system, but they, even if it's a family, if it's came from a family member, and there's a family member like a grandparent or an aunt who says, I'll take them, they can't just hand them over to that person. They have to do some background checking, and that's where something like the home comes in handy because the kids can stay together. She does a lot of sibling groups. Rarely do kids come in, and you would know this as policeman, rarely do you get one at a time. As a foster parent, rarely did I, unless it was an infant. That's about all you'll get, one at a time. Normally they come in groups of 2 or 3 or 4. So, and that's what she does a lot of, the emergency placement. But the animal companionship center will be separate from that. So it has a different purpose.
They can come up with enough to replace it, they can come back to us. Would, I'm gonna talk to you, and I'm also gonna kind of bring this up with the rest of my board members. Do we want to cut your bill in half tonight? And then if you guys have issues with raising money to help cover the bill some more, bring it back to us and we can kind of reevaluate? Do you guys be okay with that?
Very grateful. That would be.
And kind of
very
give
tough.
them a, Lori, kind of give them, we're not gonna.
We don't have late charges for those bills
Okay.
anyway. And we can take monthly payments, we can do a lot of things on our end. And since we don't charge an administrative fee or any late fees. So it's not like they have to pay the whole thing tomorrow or.
Yeah.
But they probably don't need to.
Carolyn, Ray, are you guys kind of okay with that? I understand why, I understand it's a not-for-profit, and I understand what we did for LCYC, but they're also not foster children, and like, I mean,
To me, if we're
let,
gonna do that, let's pay the whole thing, or get rid of the whole thing, and then we don't have to worry about them coming back and begging for money again. It's get it over with and get it done
Okay.
and call it good. That's my opinion.
I'm okay with that too.
Oh,
I'm okay with that. I'll make that motion, we waive the entire bill of
4680,
$46.38.
$48, $4680.
$46.80.
Let me put my glasses on so we can get the correct.
I don't have it in front of me, so
Second,
4680.
I'll second his motion.
All right, we got a motion and a second to waive the farm place water sewer line hookups for 4680. Any further discussion?
Could I just ask that, can we keep this copy and I'll have them sign it, that they're gonna, if everybody approves that. And then we'll send you a copy with the copy written off. So
Thank you.
you guys can sign it, please.
So any further discussion?
If that would-
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank
Motion
you so
carried.
Really appreciate this.
yeah, just keep up with what you guys do. You guys doing an awesome job up there. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I really, I'm in a lot of different things, and we've given a lot of money to out there. I didn't realize that many kids go through there, because like you said, you don't see that. And it's like, well, somebody get a free house.
Yeah.
And that's amazing that you've had that many kids go through there. I think that needs to be publicized a little bit more. I know there's a lot of privacy stuff, but that's good to hear. I'm
It
glad
is.
that the money's going.
It's amazing, or, in the middle of the night to get a call and,
Yeah.
and the house, if you've never seen it, and we should do some kind of open house there so people can see it again, but it's a beautiful home. It has really nice bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchen. This is really a beautiful place for the kids to have room and privacy.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
that back, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And thank you for your service for all the stuff that you do. Seeing how you're married to Gary, you gotta have your hands really full.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for all you do.
Everybody brought in dog with them. So,
That was the selling.
Yeah.
I was saying, I might really be upgrade. Thanks. Well,
You got an extra treat for coming in.
no, it's like, it's all, he did it.
Laura, you got anything for us tonight?
Tonight I have our bank reconciliation report, and everyone, everything balances. We're getting everything combined.
I moved to approve bank reconciliation report.
Right.
Got a motion and a second to approve our November bank reconciliation. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion
The next thing I have is at the end of the year, we try to put some money out of our budget into the rainy day fund. Last year, we did 150,000. I would really like to be able to do that much this time, but with all the expenses going up and things, I think we should be a little more conservative, so I'm recommending $50,000 be put away from the general fund to the rainy day. Big difference. It is.
I'll make a motion to move 50,000 from the regular fund to the rainy day fund.
A second.
Mhm.
All right, so we got a motion and a second to transfer funds out of our into our general fund, rainy day fund of $50,000. It's 2025-12-15A. Assume.
I didn't know if Mark had anything. I kept forgetting to ask him. I didn't give it a letter or.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
While you're signing that, I had emailed Ray and Bill about our HR consultant is recommending that we put a generative artificial and maybe I can talk. Generative artificial intelligence usage policy in our handbook. And I made a copy of what she's recommending for everyone on this paper. She actually already put it in there, but we don't have to hand that out, so you guys approve it. I think that was. She said she'd take it out if you guys want it in there. But I haven't handed it out to the employees yet. I emailed a copy, but we haven't met and signed, so I can let them know that's out if you're not interested in having it.
Well, I, for one, believe we definitely need this in here. If it hasn't already been done, there could very easily be employees that are AI generating information that could be detrimental to the town board and to the LaGrange. It is so easy to put somebody's face on something anymore. And they can make you say anything. And it could be as easy as downloading your telephone number into a AI generating thing. And they can go out, grab your picture, your face, and that's all they need. I see it all the time. And it just could be really bad. So I believe we need this policy, my opinion.
I think so too.
So if we just approve it, then I can tell her it's been approved and we'll take.
I make a motion, we approve all that generative artificial intelligence usage.
Is Bill on?
Yes.
Bill, you got any thoughts on this?
I told Lori that it caught me out of left field when she sent it to me, but I
Okay.
think it's a good idea.
Can you think of anything? Have you had a chance to read it
Yes, I've read it.
that we
And
might need to look into a little tighter?
I think it was probably tighter than I would have written.
Okay. So we got a motion. Did we have a second?
So I'll second that.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a motion and a second to add 518 generative artificial intelligence, Gen AI usage to our
It wasn't that easy to say. was
no, a tongue twister, to our handbook, employee handbook, and started enforcing as of tonight. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion carried.
it?
Thank you, because,
Yeah, okay, they stay on top of things. They added
thank gosh,
they added 2 federal policies. Something about ghost employment and
we've already got that, don't we?
yes, but there's some new federal
Oh,
laws
really?
on it that she updated it.
We probably ought to have a copy of any updates
I
too.
will get you a copy of the handbook. Do you want me to print copies for all of you?
Yeah.
Or do you want?
I can do these.
I will do that tomorrow and you'll have it at your next meeting. Just a reminder, at the next meeting, we'll have a public hearing for the wastewater extra fees, the septic disposal fees. That'll be next meeting. That's all I have.
Mark, you got anything for us tonight other than your report?
Nope, just, got a lot of little things happening, so there is a lot on the report, but
Yeah.
we're just staying busy doing, getting end of the year report, together for one. Had a good one freezing break, or
Oh,
we have one freezing break that we had yesterday at Billman Departments out there by the golf course, so we might be putting a new water line in sometime soon for them, and still I think we're gonna have to hook up the Five Lakes coffee sooner than later.
yeah, they're zipping right along on that, aren't they?
It's 5 degrees.
I know.
Yeah.
Right.
It's helpful.
Well, it's gonna be what, 40 something Wednesday, so get to digging.
Yeah, that's the plan, actually. Everybody will be digging.
Yeah, it'll be digging like crazy. so.
Yep, and that's,
How's Brad doing? Just,
I haven't talked to him
general.
since he had his surgery, so I was gonna bug him a couple days when he's forward.
I tell him we're all praying for him.
I'm sure he's happy that
I'll bet so too. Yeah.
but he's been dealing with that for a couple years since the actual injury that he had. Just one of those things that just kept getting worse and worse, so it's now or never kind of thing.
So, our south tower, is that all just electrical that we need to?
Yeah, and I talked with Mark a little bit. We might add a little more extra work if we can, just so we don't have to give money back to the federal government.
I'll touch on some.
All right,
So yeah,
okay.
but we'll find more to do there if we got money to spend. But for the most part, that's probably the bulk of it.
Yeah.
The power switch over at the old plant, we're hoping that'll save us quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
I think our bill's probably about $1,000 a month, just power and heat. It's just, if you have a giant size
Yeah.
line, you're just paying for that
Right.
ability to have as much power as you want. So
Yeah,
you turn that well on one time and it's stuff, but.
Oh, yeah.
So it's,
It's like $1,200.
so yeah, we haven't been using it just so we can not have a giant bill, but it's still expensive.
Yeah,
I
still.
think once we get it switched over, then we can, utilize it with the fire department.
Can we do that without having NIPSCO do it?
We will have to do the work inside and then coordinate with NIPSCO. And I think I don't know if it'll cost anything or not. They usually, in my experience that I've seen, they haven't charged for things like that.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll find out. Hoping the electrician will have a better contact to get a hold of than we have so far.
It's good. Yeah. Need a,
Yesterday.
what do you call it? Make a motion to,
No, we don't need a motion.
Like I said, at the end, I'm working on an end of the year report. It'll kind of combine everything we have for a year, just different things like costs of power, chemicals. And it's be kind of a compared to the last 5 years, just so you guys can see.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Really what I'm seeing is just how much inflation's affecting everything. So talked about rates last time, and it'll be good timing for kind of see that's, I don't know, the last couple of years, we've just, inflation might have been 7%, but it did not affect everything equally. I think our power alone is double. Chemicals have gone just 4 times as expensive. It seems like it's certain
Wow.
things are going up. So
All right, thanks. You guys have anything from that? Thanks, Mark.
thank you.
Have a good evening. Wastewater?
I'm covering for Sue tonight.
Okay.
Son's sick, she was out today. Sue got, probably just hit highlights of this from her notes and not screw this up, but Sue's got 3 different quotes here. She kind of talked about this before, that they wanted to add like an air supply to their station where they process the grease, which is in the septic and some of those things. She's got in here that if they do this, it'll help prevent layers of foam forming on top of their floats and the pumps, and make things basically properly work better in the septic flow. They won't have to watch as closely or worry so much about like a septic overflow from where they dump into their parking lot area potentially. And some of those things. So she obtained 3 different quotes to do that. The first is from American Pump and Repair Service, and it's for $26,225. The second quote is from First Gen Water Treatment and Design, and it is for $28,750. And the third quote is from Parks Enterprise LLC, and it's for $38,247. Sue's recommendation would be to go with American Pump and Repair Services for the $26,225. I spoke with Lori earlier today. My thinking was that we take that. It's basically funding the money that she's generating with that, so we pay for it out of those same funds. There's funding there to do that, so that would be my suggestion, is that you approve her request and award.
I move to approve the American Pump and Repair Service at $26,225. Paid from the account that's generating income from the wastewater.
1 second.
Got a motion and a second for American Pump and Repair for $26,225 to be paid out of the fund that is generating money on that account. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
that's all she had, unless she has something for her. I think she is listening to the YouTube. She sent me a text here earlier. She was having trouble trying to get to the,
So what's up with all the heaters going down?
apparently
cold.
units have a 25-year warranty lifespan, and we hit it, but I guess the good in that is the one that's still functioning is at least where most of the water lines come in the hot water heater and some of that. But yeah, we will, we'll pretty much she'll have new heat everywhere by the time we're done for the most part, or whatever.
Any thoughts on how long that's gonna take, how long it's gonna be out?
I think part of them, she's been working with musics, and I think part of them that were down are back. Part of them they had some lag time on getting parts and pieces, but I know he's trying to get her back up, or, and stuff what they did. And then she was using some of the portable heaters in some of the areas. So hopefully, if we're not there in the semi near future, a week or so, she'll have everything back up and running. So
I read that and I go, geez, what, how many heaters we got in there and how come they're all going at the same time? So.
We've now replaced 3, and I believe there's only 4, but that could be wrong.
Well, that fourth one could be working awful hard, get ready to look at it.
To some extent, it's the one that's remaining, that's not an issue. I mean, they've been in different areas or different parts of the building or different buildings itself, in some of the heating units, but I guess to some extent, I think it's just simply what we're up against and why we're trying to do what we're trying to do with some of this okra, and some of that is, the structurally we're sound, but a lot of those mechanical pieces and parts are just reaching life expectancy. So it's just kind of a snowball effect right now.
Well, this is a good, outlook on how things are starting to deteriorate and why we need to get this grant. So we can get in and start looking at stuff. And
It should be good information for the PER.
Oh,
Yes.
Did you guys have anything for which one? The street department? See John's on, John?
Yeah, how's it going?
Oh, just peachy by golly. I know you're sitting at home hoping for snow so you can come out and start plowing.
I'm actually looking for the warm up coming, but I don't really have a whole lot, just what I have on the report.
Everybody have a chance to read John's report. Did you have any questions about anything? Streets look nice during all this bad stuff. Now you're going to get some slick stuff with all this rain coming in.
Yeah.
Freezing. All right. Nobody has anything else? All right. Thanks, John. Have a good evening.
You too.
Cemetery. Everybody have a chance to read it.
Boy, are they busy. They have been busy.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow.
Burr.
Yeah. The day was
I'll bet.
trying
Trying
to
to
get
dig,
ground
yeah.
solid so they could
Yeah.
the full burials. Yeah.
Yes. Anybody have anything? Okay, thanks, everybody. Why have we still got park on?
Mhm.
Don't put it off, take it off.
Park department, anything?
Mhm.
Really? From either one of you, huh? It's really sweet. Thank you.
We're giving you a break.
Boy, they're really clearing out parts out there.
Oh, yeah.
It looks really different.
Now they tried burning that and, it was still too green.
Mhm.
So they took all 3 of them piles and piled them all into
I
one.
hadn't been by there in a while,
To,
so I was really shocked.
Yeah.
How good it looks out there.
Let it dry out a little bit more, I think, before they burn that up, so. I'm guessing they're probably not much more until after the first of the year, maybe, so. And I believe that that money was transferred over, wasn't it?
Mhm.
Rich, you have anything for us
You can
tonight?
have anything? If somebody has something for me.
Anybody have anything for Rich? Jeremy, you got anything for us tonight?
Understanding is, breakfast of Santa went well.
Sure look like it. 480 or something like that, Neil.
480, 240,
Yeah, thanks.
249 gift bags. We put together 230, wasn't it, Mark? And then you had
Yeah, and
Michelle
then
put
I
together
scrambled and
whatever was
created
left.
10 or 12 more. Yeah, so I,
Went really well from what I hear.
I think the one difference, and and I'll defer to Ed, Ed was doing more cooking than I was just serving, but, you know, in the normal years, we'll get that kind of that blast at the beginning, and then you'll get an hour or hour and a half into it, and we'll get a little bit of a lull, and then it'll pick up again at the end.
There was no.
It was steady from the time the door.
I don't know if I
opened
can
till-
ever
till
eat
we were
another
done at
pancake.
11 o'clock.
I don't mind that at all.
It never stopped.
I mean, we were flipping pancakes from opening to closing.
Yeah.
Well, the firemen definitely appreciate the kitchen help that has come about the last couple of years, so.
Well, thanks to all the board members that worked out there. It
Yeah,
was
thank you, guys.
wonderful, so. And non-board members actually, because Mark was there. I don't know who else.
There was a lot of employees out there.
You were there.
I was
Mhm.
not there this year.
Oh, you
First
were?
time
I thought I
went.
seen, oh, it was Amy.
But I think overall it went really well.
Pretty smooth, steady and smooth.
Yeah.
It's just fine.
Nice quantity of canned goods for the food and clothes, plus a
Yeah.
nice chunk of money.
We've had several comments on the event too, thanking us for doing it, that they love the event and they're glad that the town does it. It's a good outreach to the community, I think.
I know one thing, there's a lot of firemen that I don't know anymore. Geez.
That's
Are
for
we
sure.
Come to our Christmas party.
Yeah, I probably could have, but you guys schedule same time as our town board. So I think next year we're gonna try to do it in January. So you guys stay out of January.
Oh, okay, so.
Well, you
Okay,
got
so I got a couple things here, the batteries on Tower 10. We've had to jump it twice. Guys from Cell King said that, yeah, it's probably the batteries. We've had the truck for 3 years now. And they were probably not replaced a few years before that, so
How many thousands of dollars is that?
just about 1,200, 1,300. So, and that's just down the road here. I think that that's probably a great place for them to just stop in and change them as soon as they can.
We could go get a lot more than that, so.
Is there money there? I make a motion that we have them get a battery, where is that from? I don't know. Shopping International for $1,287.13.
Second.
We got a motion and a second to have our batteries replaced in Tower 10.
I do have a question. Just curious. When it comes to like repair and maintenance, why do we have to vote on it when it's like for the safety? Like, we're not voting on batteries for the police cars. You know what I mean?
It's just a process. Even though they have to be replaced, it makes it so that Jeremy doesn't get in bad because we're allowing. And it's $1,200. It's over more than what he can authorize.
Okay.
I think I probably could have gotten with Lori and Mark and probably had something done, but it was last week. This was coming up.
Yeah.
And a true emergency situation, I think.
Oh, yes.
There's stuff for that, but.
Okay. I just feel like the things we've invested in to keep them running should just be assumed, right?
Well, yes, but not necessarily. If, Rich blows up a $12,000 motor, he can't replace that. It's gonna have to go through us to decide whether we're gonna keep the vehicle or whether we're gonna get rid of it.
I think she's talking about general maintenance is
Yeah.
12,000.
And that's true.
Yeah,
1,200.
sometimes.
That's true.
That's, I think she's trying to say is, it seems kind of minimal
Right.
that you need batteries to have your equipment run. We shouldn't be approving that when, that's what I think she's.
And that is true.
And we.
But
and we
since he
did-
brought it before us,
Yeah,
we're going to approve
We
it.
are gonna approve it, but I'm just
sometimes
That's-
Jeremy.
glad he crossed his T's and everything,
Yeah, that's
but.
right.
Carolyn, sometimes Jeremy brings more in front of you because he's more on the volunteer side, not so much full-time.
Mhm.
He's not here, he's trying to make sure that he's being open. We're full-time operating 24/7. I don't have time to slow down.
Mhm.
My view of what money I can spend is a lot larger than his. And not as big as Mark's, but. So I have an emergency problem, I'm gonna come to Mark, try to get it handled, because it's, we need
Yeah,
to keep our.
we gotta get it going.
But- And he could have done that, he must have felt that, it was just
I
probably not
believe I
that.
could
much to
have
see.
came to them and they could have probably
Okay.
approved it, but like I said, it was last week and it was.
I would.
Okay.
And I understand your point. I understand your point. But I also think that if you've got batteries that go bad or tires that go bad on your trucks that are emergency vehicles, do it.
Fair enough.
Just kind of a. loss.
If you blow a motor, don't do it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, if you
Maybe
got
like
it,
paint jobs and
I mean,
that's
extra
right.
gadgets and things, but.
Jeremy, for us, if, let's just say you needed that truck. And that caused an issue,
Yeah.
because you didn't get that truck there, you were on the hot seat.
Well, we absolutely did. That was
You
the
know,
call when I found out it was
That,
dead.
that's what I'm saying, I think, and maybe Carolyn's thinking that, like,
Right.
this could cause us a problem, that is a necessity, you need to have it running. Make sure the batteries are good, the tires are good, we gotta get you there.
That's right.
Take Rich to work with me so we can just tell everybody else at work. I'm thinking too.
I'll do it.
You're very well.
But since he brought that to us and we're gonna
Yeah.
approve it anyhow.
Yes.
For, what was that, $1,287.13.
Mhm.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Hi.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, Jeremy.
Shouldn't have been that painful, right?
Sorry. It's better.
You're doing fine. Don't worry about it.
Here's another one that, the brakes are locked up on
Okay.
12. So I did get, an estimate. I got two other calls, one first response, so they couldn't touch it in time, and Dunny's Pump Service said it's out of their lead. So, this Stoops is, we would like to have fix that. And you should know that when we pulled it out for breakfast with Santa, we couldn't get it back in. So. Some mechanical engineering went into making it go.
So it's already down there repaired.
No, it's back in the barn, and it's back in the station, and we're needing it fixed. And they're gonna have to come here to do it, or we tow it, which is another reason both of those other two companies were
Yeah,
probably
well,
not too interested.
Yeah, we're not towing it, so it cost us more. Well, although Grates would probably tow it down there for nothing for us, but.
I move to approve the 1288.33.
Did that include them coming here for the on that
I think so, that's a
That's the total,
subtotal.
everything.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
or wait, actually,
Cause I thought I seen 17.
yeah, we do.
something.
Okay, so actually it is, $1,711.33.
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second to have Stoops, repair our truck with, frozen up brakes coming here to do the work for $1,711.13. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That's all I have. Show something for me.
Anybody have anything for?
Thank you.
Good deal. Thank you, Jeremy. Mark, what haven't we talked about yet?
A few things.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I guess we'll start with the one that I sent everybody a copy of. Received an environmental review professional service contract from Mike Kleinpeter, Kleinpeter Consulting Group. This is kind of an off-spin from the discussion you guys had at your last meeting. This is the first piece of work that has to be done to apply for the wastewater Okra grant. So the fee for this is kind of like he'd said it at that last meeting, is $5,000. The agreement is set up to be signed by Ray. So I would just be looking for a motion to approve Kleinpeter Consulting Group to do the environmental review and authorize Ray to sign the agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second for a contract between Town LaGrange and Kleinpeter Consulting Group LLC, and for me to sign. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, the next thing I have that I got today is it's pay application number 4 for Clear Creek Coating Ltd. That's the company that refurbished the south water tower. This would be the final payment to them. It also involves the change order that we put in there that took care of getting the fence corrected and some of those things. Ultimately, what this does is, when it's all said and done, based off the initial bid price, we came in at a savings of $67,500.
Oh,
So that's partially when Mark was talking about the additional work, that's what part of that is, because it's twofold is what this will do for us. Is one, if you recall back when we started this and we were uncertain of what the money amount was going to be, we amended the PER to SRF. So this has been tied to that still. So by getting this done and closing this out, we can also, Mike from DLZ is working on, we'll work on getting the SRF loan closed out as well. That'll return the roughly 750,000 that's there that we can do. It closes this out, gets Clear Creek off, eliminates the need for the, Mike Kleinpeter labor standards, and then we can reuse or reallocate those remaining funds, because basically everything that we paid to Clear Creek, we were using those ARPA funds that we received. So that we can take care of some of those things that Mark put in there out of the ARPA and he's talking about, because we had looked at, it's not an absolute need on the drain. There's a drain that comes off that tower that feeds into our storm drain or whatever, and it functions, and we hadn't really looked at it, but now based off some of the work and some different stuff and that there's the funding there, that's part of what Mark's thinking about with the additional is why don't we upgrade that at the same time? And then we should have pretty much everything at that south tower as good as it could be. So just looking for a motion to approve the pay app number 4. It is in the amount of $28,194.84, and it will be signed by Ray.
I move to approve.
Right.
Got a motion and a second to make payment number 4 for the amount of $28,184 and
84
84 cents
cents.
to Clear Creek Coating. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
just to keep everybody up to date on that asset management, like I put in there, just a brief discussion on that. Bill and I did meet with Baker Tilly, to discuss that a little more. As we dove into that a little deeper, we were fairly certain that it did not include lead line, and I want to make sure that we've got all of that, not to mention, Jeff had some thoughts and ideas on the SRF or whatever, so I just want to make sure before we move forward in that we've got everything we can and we fully understand what could be out there. Jeff's amounts were a little larger than he thought. He thought that there'd been some additional funding put into that we may be able to tap into and some stuff. So I think that's where Bill and I are on that, is we want to just make sure that when we start looking at that 20-year plan and those rates that they're accurate and they reflect the full picture. So more to come on that. Other than that, the only other thing I had on my thing was basically some board appointments for 2026, and whether or not you guys you don't have any changes in your board, so you could go ahead and reorganize for 2026 if you choose to.
One of the things here is the town BZA. We've got one that's coming up for reappointment. Anybody have any problem with reappointing John Schmidt to a 4-year appointment?
I'm okay with that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Our EDC board and Region 3 appointment has been marked for years and years and years. Anybody have a problem with reappointing?
I make a motion, we reappoint him.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Council president, anybody who wants to be council president?
Oh, the jokester's out of work and he's being funny.
You can never forever hold your peace.
I move to appoint Keith Raven.
Okay. I guess I could say all in favor.
Yeah.
Just to make sure. Okay.
Aye.
All right. So after that automatically appoints me to the Northern Indiana Solid Waste Management District. And they moved that the officers stay the same, so I'm second vice again. Carolyn is vice president under Parks. Diane is wastewater. Edna is street and cemetery. Josh is water department. Do any of you guys want to change any of your appointments that you have right now?
I don't.
Josh, are you interested in anything else?
No, I'm good right now.
You wanna do the Parker then? Okay, thank you. I'm offering it.
You're doing a really good job with that, just saying.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion to maintain the rest of the,
I make a motion, we maintain them as they are.
Second.
all right, so we got a motion and a second. Ray Hoover, president, Carolyn Glick, vice president, Diane, wastewater. Edna, streets and cemetery, Josh, the water department. Carolyn is also on the park. I don't know that I mentioned that. Any other discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I think that will,
Carried.
that should take care of everything other than the alcoholic beverage board and
Yeah, we'll
I
have to find somebody.
put together a blob that kind of lays out the requirements of that, and Lori was kind enough to post that on our Facebook, so. I mean, I'll try to keep working it too, but I thought possibly, little something, if we can't find somebody technically, Bill would continue to serve until there's a replacement. However, at least in my conversation with him on the phone, I think it's his intent to resign or he may have already resigned at their December meeting of this year. I'm not certain. So we will have to try to find someone to fill that vacancy. So,
What are the requirements on that?
the short of it is they have to have lived in the county a minimum of 5 years, or at wherever that, in the county, to be at least 21 years of age, can't have been convicted of a felony, can't be associated in any way, I guess is the condensed version. In other words, you can't hold a liquor license, you can't work anywhere that manufactures, sells, transports, or anything of that nature, with alcohol. There is like an online class, if they're new, they have to complete before they can set the meeting. And there's a specific form that I have, or if we find somebody that will have to get filled out. But yeah,
How often are the meetings?
Meetings meet, I think when I looked at it, I believe they're meeting now the second Thursday of each month if needed, and anymore it appears that just almost every month it's needed. There's enough licensing out there in the county that it seems like somebody's up for renewals or something. And I think they meet at 11 o'clock in the annex building. The other caveat is you can't you can't work in any fashion for the government. In other words, like it can't be Mark because he already works for a government. And so you can't hold a position. It can't be a board member. I can't do it based off the position I have here. And some of those things. So there are some requirements that way. You can't be appointed or serving on any other.
Middle of Thursday.
So, like I said, I had a couple of thoughts pop through my head, so I'll see if I can reach out.
I just had one too, somebody that I'm thinking. So
Lost
I'll
me. That's
check
mine.
and see.
See, probably the hardest thing is finding somebody that has the ability to attend hour and a half meeting. I think the meetings now, they're doing them like at 11, I think, or whatever on a Thursday. So, they have to have, if they're working, they have to have a pretty flexible schedule, to be able to do that. Or in some cases, or what we see a lot of is, it's somebody that's retired and can make the meetings.
Yeah, thanks.
I think
Anything else?
I think that's it. Like I said, other than breakfast with Santa, as we talked about earlier, I think went off well. I think it was a success. People seemed happy with what we did. And we got to get it recovered before we have to do it again.
Okay. Bill, you have anything for us tonight?
Oh, I just had another appointment that came to mind, and I had forwarded to Lori last week our firm's offer to continue representing you for another year, 2026. And I was hoping maybe that you guys might accept that offer. It's at one half of our regular hourly rate, which has been that way since time immemorial.
Long time.
I move to keep, since he bribed us tonight. Just kidding. No, thank you for that. I'll second.
So we got a motion, a second, to retain Everhart, Weimer, and Glick as our legal representation for the town of LaGrange. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for everything.
No, I want to thank you guys. I appreciate the opportunity to be of service. I've taken my practice and reduced it to doing government and estate planning. So since you guys are my first government client I ever had, I'd love to stay.
Wow.
Well, the city of Indianapolis was really my first, but they weren't mine. They were Bose, McKinney, and Evans's, and I just was the person they stationed there. So anyway, Mark and I, he told you some of the stuff we did. The other stuff we did is we tore into how to keep tree trunks off from roadways during leaf season. And at first it seemed really simple. We would just attack the part of the ordinance that I couldn't find, which had to do with where you're supposed to put your leaves. And then we discovered realistically that this fit better and there's more teeth by putting it under the nuisance ordinance. So what we're working out now is a new definition of a nuisance, which would include leaves, a part of a tree, or anything else stacked on a public roadway by a homeowner, by a resident, a citizen, that serves to impede traffic or in some other way, shape, or form, is a nuisance. And then that would bring us under the nuisance ordinance, which would give us real teeth and fines and things of that nature for doing it. So Reagan and I have been working on adding a new definition of a nuisance and then building that into the ordinance for a way to enforce it.
Okay.
Now, Bill, I got a question for you. Would that include on-site burning within the city limits?
I don't know that we have a definition on that right now, but Reagan's writing furiously, and we will when we have it, bring it back. Yeah.
Okay.
So Reagan, I think we're on 21. That'll be 22. I want a separate one for on-site burning. And, I was kind of amazed at the number of ordinances that we used to have that have kind of disappeared into the new code.
Amen.
I'm going to have to spend some quality time going through with what memory I have left and trying to figure out what we have lost when we went with the new company.
A lot.
Yeah.
So there's some things Mark had told me it wasn't in there, and I thought, well, I know darn well it is. It wasn't. So I think we might want to have some discussions at some of our future board meetings about things that disappeared and why.
I think so too. Yeah.
I know why the Jake break disappeared, because the legislature stepped in and took it away from us. That's okay. I can understand
Well,
that
I don't know how are all these other towns doing it? I see Jake break laws everywhere. They got signs, no Jake breaks.
You see the signs, but the state stepped in and took it over. But my problem with it is there's a lot of things that were taken out of the code that the state hasn't stepped in. So all of a sudden, things that I felt sorry for Rich when I made my little review. It was like, oh my goodness, it's gone. So we're going to have to take some of that stuff and put it back in, or at least put it in sections where the code makes sense. So a lot of it's going to fall now under nuisance, like the burning.
Yeah. One thing you might do, Bill, is see if Rich has got any of the old citation booklets for the town ordinances.
There we go.
Because that had a lot of ordinances in there that have disappeared out of this new one. I've complained about that ever since we said that we passed that new one, and I still don't remember doing it. But
well, see, we had never been in a situation where I was challenged to go find something.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't there.
Yeah. Good deal.
We'll get that updated. We'll meet with Mark. We'll meet with Rich. Probably even have Mark talk to John a little bit about things that the street department sees that we might want to start working on and kind of beef some of those things up. I realize we don't need the ordinance anymore about how many people can ride a horse, but we do need some of those other ones that disappeared.
Yeah. I know we got rid of a lot of them old blue laws, like
yes, that's what I was referencing.
It had to walk and
ice cream on Saturday.
Yeah, some of that stuff like that. But there was a lot of them other ones that dealt with parking and all that other stuff. We got rid of the one where you couldn't have more than 5 people standing in one spot at any one time because of the Vietnam War.
Right.
I fell
There-
under that one. I got in trouble all the time for that, so.
There's a lot of them that disappeared that I think they're not really blue laws, and I think maybe we need to
Right.
get them back in.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right. Anybody have anything else for Bill?
Thank you, Bill, for all your work and for our Christmas presents.
No, thank you guys for the opportunity to work with you. I appreciate it. I really do.
If it matters. Entertain,
Make a motion to
Claims.
approve the claims.
all right.
And that's it, and who's second?
Oh, I will.
We got a motion and a second to approve claims. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carried.
Have a Merry Christmas
Have a
all.
Merry Christmas.
I did the Solar Express with the grandkids in French Lick, and that was a trip.
I'll bet.
They had people singing and dancing. I talked to the principal of the school, the person who used to be the principal of the school. He's now the superintendent at Attica today. And he told me that they were a major employer of their high school kids to serve as all those elves they had dancing all over the train.
Jeez. That's really cool. Well, thanks for
Alrighty.
everything, Bill.
Thank you guys. Take care.
Take care. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.